Slowly a mist began to surround me. It seemed I was falling into clouds. After a short while, the clouds began to swirl. Then I could hear music of some sort. It sounded like a parade was happening below me. At first, it was faint. Then it became clearer. Yes, that was music all right. I began to question what was happening to me. What happened to my reality? Was I locked into a bad dream from which I could not find my way out? I don't remember anything except walking back home after being out with the boys. Somehow, some way I arrived in a nightmare. Try if you will to imagine being in my situation. Would you go mad? Would you just accept a new reality? I was sitting on the fence about acceptance and going absolutely out of my mind crazy. I thought that by the time I arrived, to wherever or whatever I was heading to, they would have to lock me up and throw away the key. I looked at my hands. Then my legs and feet. They appeared normal. So maybe I was still inside my mind after all. The music got louder and I could hear singing. A choir of some sort began to blend in. I could now see the ground of the new reality approaching quickly. Somehow the speed of my fall was dissipating. And I was almost floating there about 10 feet from the ground. Then a massive cheer rang out from just about all around me. Flags with designs I have never seen before were being waved in the new air. I was gently placed on the ground and I was grateful to feel my feet back on, I don't know. Dirt? Grass? It reminded me of grass but looked different. I would really have to search my mind and experiences to find a description. But then the voice of Mr. Shoes filled the air. Please welcome our new friend, Mr. Jax Henley. Oh, please forgive me. I don't believe I introduced myself to you. And although Mr. Shoes knew my name, I have never revealed this to him. And for the first time in my life, I can truly say I have never heard such an enthusiastic cheer such as this. What in God's green earth have I ever done to deserve such a cheer? I mean, I sat on my massive backside for over 2 years playing as many PlayStation games my unemployment check could buy. I occasionally went out with the boys for a drink now and then, but none of that would even warrant a friendly handshake. I consciously found my mouth wide open and quickly decided to shut it lest they think I did in fact lose my mind. I guess I should have been happy with the position I found myself in. Would I wake now? No. Suddenly a crowd burst through the barriers surrounding me, picked me up from the ground, and lifted me above their heads. They were taking me somewhere, but I could not see anything but a clear blue sky. At least the sky was still familiar to me. I felt like I was some kind of rock star. Or some hero that might have returned from the dead. I was then let down on a podium. The cheering caused ringing inside my ears and I could barely hear a thing that Mr. Shoes was saying. He now stood in front of me with the largest smile I have ever witnessed on any human face. I didn't believe it to be possible. Was he human? The bet was 50-50. Welcome, Mr. Henley. We cannot tell you how happy we are to see you. I looked around at the crowd and felt a big relief that they did not have the countenance of Mr. Shoes. In fact, they appeared all to be part of my reality. Mr. Shoes was shaking my hand so hard, and his grip was so unbelievably strong I thought he might want to take it with him. I don't know if the crowd noticed, but I was grinning not with pleasure but with pain. I had hoped no one noticed. My hand throbbed for a while after he let go. Jax, why don't you say a few words to the crowd? We have waited a long time for this moment. A microphone was placed near my mouth. But all that came out of my now very dry voice box was not what I intended to be released into the mic. An incoherent sound projected across the vast crowd. And I was very embarrassed by it. But the crowd did not pay attention. They began cheering as though I had just made the best speech ever to land on their ears. I tried to concoct a smile the best way I could. I had no idea what that might have looked like to them. But I didn't have much more time there to find out. At first, I hadn't noticed the incredibly large men standing on each side of me. Each stood over 6 feet easily. Each had a flamboyant uniform on. Navy blue in color with what appeared to be real gold buttons. Long designs on each side of the buttons went from the collar to the bottom of their garments. Designs I had never seen before. The designs were a deep red color and almost looked surreal. Each massive man had a staff in their hand.
Thank you so much for joining me on Delusions channel. If you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, and why not leave a comment? Thank you so much.